Within the fast-paced and high-stakes world of The Voice, where talent is the currency and every contender is vying for their opportunity to shine, there are performances that go beyond what is expected of them. Simone Marijic, a young musician from Nashville, grabbed the stage during Season 27's blind auditions and produced a performance that was nothing short of fascinating. This was one of the moments that stood out as particularly memorable. The favorite crime of Olivia Rodrigo was portrayed by her in a manner that was both delicate and forceful, vulnerable and confidently confident. The coaches and the audience were both left with a lasting impression as a result of her performance, which was a flawless demonstration of her voice and her ability to interpret a song. Simone was able to maintain her composure and tranquility on stage when the music began, and her presence, which was both soft and confident, drew the audience in. Olivia Rodrigo's debut album, Ser, featured a song called Favorite Crime, which was a melancholy and emotionally intense track. The opening chords of the song were performed. Simone's rendition of the song, which features melancholy lyrics and a haunting melody, has already become a favorite among listeners. Her rendition of the song was a moment of genius that would characterize her participation in the competition. The room was filled with the lovely and ethereal voice of Simone from the very first note. It was a sound that was both rich and light, like honey trickling from a comb. Her voice was gentle, yet it had a weight of emotion that belied her age. She was able to capture the bittersweet yearning that is there in Rodrigo's words effectively. Her voice carried a palpable sense of vulnerability, and there was a deep grief that was threaded through each word. It was the kind of performance that compelled you to stop what you were doing and simply listen. Listen in a deeper and more meaningful way. One of the most captivating features of Simone's performance was the way in which she was able to convey emotion through her voice. Despite the fact that her technical talent was on full display, Simone's ability was not the only thing that marked her apart. She was able to traverse the song's delicate contrasts with ease, which is a testament to her great mastery over her voice. There were times when her voice rose with a larger, richer tone, and there were other times when it glided lightly into delicate falsettos. The method in which she transitioned between the two was very astounding, and she managed to keep the flow of emotion consistent throughout the entire song. The performance was so engaging because of the emotional flexibility that was displayed throughout. Not only was Simone singing the songs, but she was also living and breathing them. Each and every note had the impression that it was coming directly from her heart. As the song went, there was a specific moment when Simone brought the song into a higher register, allowing her voice to soar just a little bit before softly bringing it back down to its original level. Not only did it demonstrate her vocal range, but it also demonstrated her ability to connect intimately with the content presented. It was a moment that was really magnificent. With the way that she portrayed the sorrow of love that had been lost and the regrets that continue to linger even after the relationship has ended, you could feel the rawness and sensitivity that she was expressing. It wasn't simply that her voice was telling a story. It was also drawing a picture, expressing the complicated feelings that come with the conclusion of something that had been wonderful in the past. Simone's performance left the crowd utterly captivated and glued to their seats. Her creativity was demonstrated by the fact that she was able to make the song sound like she was speaking to each listener on a personal level. She was not merely another candidate performing a song, rather she was making the song her own, and as a result, she allowed each and every syllable to reverberate with an even greater degree of intensity. The coaches were unable to contain their reactions. There was an evident tension in the air as the song reached its emotional height. All four of them were waiting, anxiously anticipating the moment when they could no longer fight the pull of Simone's voice. The time had come when they could no longer resist the pull of Simone's voice. It didn't take long for Michael Bublé, the king of smooth jazz and big band ballads, to turn his chair, indicating that he was clearly impacted by what he was hearing. As soon as he heard Simone's voice reach its fullest expression, his eyes opened and a slow smile of appreciation appeared on his face. The second coach to take action was Adam Levine, who has witnessed and heard it numerous times throughout the course of his career. His response was instantaneous, which was a clear indication that he, too, was totally enthralled by the emotional depth and beauty that Simone displayed in her performance. It is impossible to deny the admiration that can be seen on John Legend's face, especially considering that he is not the type of person to be readily impressed. Afterwards, Kelsea Ballerini, a formidable figure in the country pop music industry, joined the others in her pursuit to get this talent for her squad. It was obvious that Simone had made an impression on each and every coach, and they all desired to have her sign with their respective teams. While the final note of the song lingered in the air, Simone stood in silence, the weight of the performance still hanging in the air in the room. The audience erupted in applause, and it was clear that they were impressed. Nevertheless, the real magic occurred when the coaches stood up one by one to deliver their accolades. It was Michael Bublé who made the initial statement. When he added, "Simone, that was absolutely stunning," his voice, which was always soothing and soothing, contained a layer of true adoration throughout the entire conversation. The sensitivity and vulnerability that you gave to this song is something that I do not believe any other artist could have brought to it. Your singing has such a special and endearing quality, and I would be thrilled to collaborate with you. Wow, Adam Levine, who was wearing a look of genuine shock on his face, said in his statement, "You took the music and made it your own to the fullest extent possible. Due to the fact that you have such a remarkable voice, I believe that we might really create something truly remarkable together. Simone, you have such a beautiful and sensitive tone, and you gave so much emotional depth to that performance," John Legend stated with a smile on his face, expressing his admiration for your exceptional talent. "The very first note was enough to hold my attention. Together, I believe we have the potential to produce something that is absolutely amazing." The last thing that Kelsea Ballerini said was, "I was just mesmerized by you." Her excitement and kindness were contagious. "Your voice is so soft and emotive, and I am confident that I will be able to assist you in discovering your own tone. It would be a pleasure to collaborate with you." Simone paused for a time before making her choice because she was overcome with emotion caused by the love and support she received from all four coaches. Despite the fact that each coach had something of value to offer, she grinned and said, "I'm going to choose Kelsea." This was a difficult decision to make because each coach had something interesting to offer. A round of applause broke out in the room as Kelsea, who was obviously overjoyed by Simone's decision, could be seen beaming with pleasure. As Kelsea spoke to her, her voice was filled with genuine affection. "I'm so excited to work with you," she remarked. "You and I are going to accomplish incredible things together." When Simone made her decision, it was the beginning of an exciting new chapter in her writing career. The fact that Simone was working with Kelsea Ballerini as her coach made it very evident that her journey on The Voice was only getting started, and the possibilities for her to achieve great success in the competition were virtually unbounded. In season 27, she stands out as one of the most promising talents due to her ability to emotionally connect with a song, which, when combined with her lovely and engaging voice, sets her apart from the other contestants. Throughout the history of The Voice, the performance that Simone Marijic gave of Olivia Rodrigo's Favorite Crime was a moment that stood out. Her stunning voice was not the only thing that drew everyone's attention. It was also the way that she brought the song to life by making it her own and imbuing it with unfiltered feelings. Through her performance, she demonstrated that she possesses the necessary skills to achieve success not only on The Voice, but also in the music industry as a whole. The future of Simone is extremely promising, and the world is eager to hear more from this exceptional young talent. Kelsea Ballerini is the person who is guiding her.